What is up, everyone, and welcome to this soccer channel, the Upper 90 Goal. This YouTube channel is dedicated to talking about football, mostly the Premier League, but we will touch on a few other leagues, especially with today. So let's jump right into it. So today's December 14th, 2020. We have a lot going on today. We had the Champions League draw going out, Europa League. We just had a few games this past weekend. We have some games starting again early this week as well. So let's jump right into it and let's talk about last week or the last couple days game week. Now, the big thing is we saw a few moves in the table. We still have Tottenham at the top and we have Liverpool right behind them. But actually, we now have Leicester City and Southampton in the top four, which again are two teams that I didn't think would actually fall into the top four. But again, we're at where we're at right now with week 13, so who knows what can all happen. Chelsea did fall out in the top four. They are now in 5th place, which again, they had a hard time against Everton, who seemed to have parked the bus on them after they scored their goal. And they hit the post 2 times. They were a little unlucky with a few of their chances, and I think it was rightfully deserved that Everton did get the win this past weekend. Even being a Chelsea fan, I think that they didn't deserve the draw. They didn't play that well, whereas Everton, I think, were playing fairly well throughout the entire game. Now, along with that, we had a few other good matches. We had the Manchester Derby, which seemed to be a snooze fest. Not a whole lot happened during the game. I'm not sure who would be happier with the result, Ole Gunnar or Pep Guardiola, just because both teams have been struggling this year to get those wins. Ole, I think, is going to be the one that enjoys a little bit more because, again, it is a draw against Man City. As of lately, Man City hasn't been as strong as they have been, but anytime you draw against them, I think it is a good result. And so I think Manchester United is going to be a little more happy about that. And that's actually going to put them into the 8th position right now. And right behind them is Man City in 9th position. Now, at the bottom of the table, things didn't change a whole lot. We have Sheffield United, who are still at the bottom of the table with 1 point, which again, I'm not sure if they're going to really get a win this season. They do not seem like the team they were last season. I'm not sure exactly what happened from last season to this season, but they cannot find a win to save themselves right now. And on top of them, we got West Brom and Fulham in the bottom 3 as of right now. So again, it is still early in the season. We got game week 13 coming up. So again, a lot can still change through this whole season. But again, I have a feeling that Sheffield United is going to be the team that is going to get relegated already this season. Now, if you like anything I'm talking about, make sure to like and subscribe on this YouTube channel. Again, this is a new channel. So again, I am growing this channel. Comment things you like to hear, things I should talk about, things along those lines. Now, my favorite part is the team of the week, which we're going to dive into next. So each week I give my take on the team of the week for the Premier League. Again, the teams that or the players I picked for this team are not going to be in certain positions. So it's not going to be a left back or a left back. It's going to be 4 defensive players, 4 midfielders, and 2 forwards. Again, I like the 4-4-2. So again, as I'm going through this, the players may not make a whole lot of sense in their position, but again, I'm just taking the top 4 defenders that I thought were this weekend. So let me just make sure I got this pulled up here first. So starting in between the sticks, I got Martinez from Aston Villa, who had, again, a phenomenal season. It seems that his move from Arsenal to Aston Villa has really helped his career. He's been doing fairly well, and he's had a few clean sheets at Aston Villa. And again, they had another solid weekend. There may have been some controversial with this game with their goal that they got in the 90th minute. But again, it is what it is. And Aston Villa did get their win again this weekend. Now, in defense, we're going to start off on the left side. We are going to have Vestergaard from Southampton, who has been a phenomenal player throughout this entire season so far. I think Southampton are very lucky to have him in the defensive line. They also have another guy who I'm going to mention in just a little bit. But again, Vestergaard seems to be a player that's been helping Southampton get a lot of the wins that they've been needing this year, which is probably why they are in the top 4 right now. So again, he's a guy that should be on your radar if he's not on your Premier League fantasy team. Again, he's a guy that scores quite a bit of points each and every week. The player next to him is going to be Ben Mee from Burnley. Now, Burnley played Arsenal, who have dropped to an all-time low. So again, I'm not too sure where this team is going. Mikel Arteta seems to just be struggling more and more. What we found out is Aubameyang can score. He just happened to score in the wrong net, which ended up losing Arsenal a 1-0 loss. So again, I don't know what you can say about Aubameyang right now, but he is just struggling. Hopefully he can regain his confidence because he is a fun player to watch and he can definitely score when he is in that right state of mind. But again, he hasn't been for a while, so hopefully he can find that confidence and get back to scoring because I know Arsenal definitely needs that. As a Chelsea fan, I hope he doesn't, but at the same time, I do enjoy the player, so hopefully he does. Now, along Ben Mee, who got a clean sheet, we then have Bednarek from Southampton. Again, I was talking about Vestergaard, and this is the other guy from Southampton. Their combination in the two defensive midline or center backs have just been phenomenal. And again, it's a reason why Southampton has been doing so well, along with Danny Ings up top. These three guys have just been playing so well for Southampton. I mean, there's other players as well in the midfield, but these three guys have really been helping this team get those crucial wins that they need and grind out games to get those extra points that they need. And then our last defender that we have is Luke Ayling from Leeds United. Now, Leeds is still a fun team to watch. I mean, each and every week you have no idea what you're going to expect from their defense, their midfield, or their forwards. Each week I always try to tune in and watch a Leeds game just because of the excitement they bring into each and every game. If you are just getting into football, I recommend you watching a Leeds game because I feel like they have end-to-end soccer each and every game week. But again, for our defense, we have Luke Ayling for our final four. Now, moving to the midfield, we have James Maddison as our first midfielder. Again, he had a great game this past weekend, scoring 2 goals. Glad to see the lad back in the Leicester City lineup. I believe he should be starting for the rest of the season. I think that hip injury that he was having at the beginning of the season has finally gone away, and he's probably back to full recovery because, again, he is getting a lot more game time, a lot more starts, and I think that was one of the missing pieces that Leicester was missing. And the fact that they were doing so well without him in the midfield, along with a few of their other injuries that they've been having, just means that when they're at full strength, they could definitely be a team that you should worry about when you're playing against them. Now, along the midfield, we're also going to have Sigurdsson for Everton. Now, he's been up and down this entire season, but lo and behold, he is the guy that stepped up for Everton in the Chelsea match and made the PK. And overall, he had a phenomenal game. He seemed to be one of the guys that was dictating the game throughout the entire match. And again, it may be one of those players that he may be starting every now and then. He's not getting a full 90 each and every game week, but again, this past weekend, he definitely put in a solid shift for Everton. And next in the midfield, we are going to have Ogbonna, and he had a great game. This is the first time he's been in the team of the week, so again, it's a little bit of a shocker seeing him, but overall, his match was a phenomenal performance, and hopefully he can keep up this performance because, again, West Ham have been doing so well this season too. They're another team that have just been having a lot of great games, a lot of bad games. They can't find that consistency, but hopefully they can find it because they definitely need it. And again, they could be another team that could probably pick a few points off the top teams. So again, it's another team that you want to watch out for. And then the last midfielder, we got Almiron from Newcastle United, who has been playing fairly decent this entire season, but this past weekend had a great game again for Newcastle. They're a team that I think are a sleeper pick that no one's really thinking about being a solid team. Again, they are going through a lot of transitions with different managers, different players, but again, I think they're another team that could do fairly well. I don't see them making the top 10 in the Premier League. I think they're going to be more of a bottom league team, but not saying they can't win any game because, again, they're another team that you never know what's going to happen. Wilson up top can strike at any time. Again, so Newcastle United is a team to watch out for as well. And at the top, we got our 2 forwards, which shouldn't come as a surprise. We got Harry Kane, who had a goal this weekend, even though Tottenham did draw this weekend. Overall, he had a solid game, like pretty much every game week. I think he's going to be one of those auto add-ins for our top forward, along with our other guy, Jamie Vardy, who again, just each week seems to be helping Leicester City just dominate games. Again, when he's fully fit, he's a threat no matter what time it is in the match. He seems that if he gets that one opportunity, he will finish it, which is what you need as a forward. Maybe Arsenal should look into a guy like that, but I'm not sure if they can afford Vardy. But again, Vardy and Kane definitely had a solid weekend, which makes up the top 11 this week. Let me know what you think. Comment below on the team of the week. players that you think that should have made it, or this team, the players that you really think are great, and looking forward to seeing other players are going to be on it. And then the last part I want to talk about is going to be who scored that goal. So again, each and every video, I'm going to have a video where I'm going to show who scored that goal, and you're supposed to guess who scored that goal. Again, I have a cat walking in my screen right now. I apologize. It's just how it goes sometimes. But if you call from last video, from that video, it was Van der Vaart from Tottenham. And again, it was one of his favorite goals, and what he said, it was his most memorable goal when he scored for Tottenham. So now I'm going to play another video, see if you can guess who scored this goal.
Skulls. Wonderful individual goal by.
All right. See if you can figure out who scored that goal. The name you've heard multiple times, but again, this goal may be a little trickier to figure out who actually scored it. That's all I got for you today on this YouTube channel on the Upper 90 Goal. Again, if you like this, make sure to like and subscribe this YouTube channel. Again, we're growing this. And again, I hope you enjoy this content. I enjoy making and talking about soccer. And again, I'll see you next time.